welcome to Bad Tabletop Gaming presentation of Book 8, the Horus Heresy Book 8. With us we've got Dan, Andy, and we've got a guest who actually brought the book for us because we weren't able to actually get a copy of our own, Alex. So we're just going to kind of start going through the book and we'll talk about it and see what's new and what's in here and how exciting it is to see Blood Angels finally come out. And White Scars for me, but Blood Angels for everybody else.
For sure, everybody's
and Demons,
excited.
Demons. Yeah. Okay. So we can start. Go ahead.
Well, we're just gonna kind of skip through the campaign thing. No one really looked at that part, but so just looking at the Blood Angels, like their core rules didn't actually really change.
Their core rules didn't change at all. I haven't actually read this part of the book, so their core rules didn't change at all.
No. It was just their equipment that actually changed in this. The
sword, right?
Yeah, the sword. Wherever it is.
Well, for the people who actually don't know much Blood Angels, we can go through it a little bit here.
Oh, okay.
So, they have access to a couple of special items of war gear. So they've got the Hand Flamer, Inferno Pistol, and Blade of Perdition. So the Blade of Perdition is right there, yeah. So the Hand Flamer is a little flamer, right? Strength 3, AP 6. It's a pistol, which is actually kind of interesting because you can actually use it as a second close combat weapon, right? And it's a template. So who can actually get it? What does it say?
It does give them the option now. They can if you've got the Blood Angel special rule, you can switch out. So like you can change like a melted pistol for Inferno Pistol, plasma pistol for a flamer. So you can it's like 1-for-1 now, and they give the points cost for it. So just give that kind of flamer flavor to the army.
So it says, so it says any model with the Blood Angel special rule with access to a Volkite Serpenta may take a Hand Flamer for 15 points. So it is 15 points. So that's not cheap, but honestly, it's a flamer and a pistol, right? So it gives you that. It's strength 3, granted, but that's still nice. And then for the if you have access to a plasma pistol, you can get an Infernus pistol for 15 points, and it's only 6 inches, strength 8, AP1 pistol melt up. I mean, you have to be within 3 inches to get the melt.
Well, everyone's gonna have jetpacks anyway, so they're gonna be up close.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. I still like it because how much is a plasma pistol normally? Like it's still 15 points.
Yeah, 15 points.
So this is nice. And then if you have access to Power Fist, you can get the Blade of Perdition for 20 points. And
it's still only for Praetors, Centurions, and Consuls.
Praetors, Centurions, and Consuls. Okay, so you can't just get it on Sergeant.
No.
Did that change?
No, but okay. I was hoping it would.
So Strength is user, AP2, melee mastercrafted 200 Deathfire. So this is the big change that we talked about. Any model successfully wounded by the weapon suffers 2 wounds instead of 1. Roll to save each separately, which was kind of the same as before, except now they specify saying that you cannot, any excess wounds given to a model do not spill over to other models. So, I don't know, I like the old one better. I don't even play Blood Angels, I like the old one better. Personally, I think it's weaker a lot now. Because when would it actually be useful? Like, you're talking multi-wound Terminators, but they're probably still going to save 1. And then if the second one, they don't save both, it doesn't, spill over. So it seems like it's almost going to be wasted wounds a lot of times.
It does seem like it's like a time thing, too. Like, you gotta, every time you get a hit, you gotta separate the dice pool and peel out those and roll 2, depending on how many hits you get. Like,
I kind of wish they just, streamlining. We're talking about streamlining, Yeah, I mean, they made that FAQ change for the quad mortars, making them simpler. This seems more complicated. You're right. It's definitely going to take time.
Wait till you get to the rest of the book.
So then we're talking about So now we're talking about the assault cannon.
Yeah.
So nothing's changed.
Points for vehicles, it went up.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. I think it was 5 points upgraded from a flamer, but I think now it's 15 points.
It does say 15 points, yeah. So it's a little bit more expensive now. I mean, I'm okay with it.
And do you really see, like other than being a bit flavorful, nothing really stands out about it? Like on Terminators even, it's...
Well, the thing with Dreadnoughts is you could take Power Fists and then take those. So they're essentially just carries assault cannons, with a fist. So I think they're crazy. It's for almost the same result. I mean, it's only 4 shots, but I think that was the big draw, right?
Strength 6. Do they have rending?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's heavy 4, rending, malfunction.
Odd that malfunction pretty well.
But this is the issue. We're talking about time savings. If you have units with multiples of these, and spoilers, their destroyers, the special destroyers, can get them.
Yeah.
So if you have a unit with multiple assault cannons, you have to roll them separately. Mm-hmm. Each one has to be rolled 4 at a time, and that's a big killer in the game.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, you're right. The chances of rolling 3 ones are slim. So I would almost tell the opponent, don't worry about it, just roll it. But that's not how it's supposed to be. Like, you're supposed to roll them all separate just in case you roll them once. So I still like it. Like, I like assault cannons.
Them and what Imperial Fists get assault cannon.
That's right.
So it's kind of that flavor of the army options that they get to play with, right? So.
That's right. So, yeah. Okay, what's next here? So we've got the rights of war. Have they changed? Is anybody?
Not that I really saw.
Not that we could see. Okay.
Kind of the all jetpack right of war and
the day of revelation, you can't take termites with it.
That's right. Yeah.
That's really
no
the
subterranean
only
units.
subterranean units.
So the permanent detachment may not take any fortification, subterranean assault units, immobile units. But can you have allies? It doesn't say you can't.
Yeah, it doesn't say you can't.
It doesn't say you can't.
Doesn't say you can. I would just assume you can.
That would make sense. Why not just say you can't have allies then? That would kind of solve the subterranean unit thing. Unless, can you get termites, like you might know? Can you get termites as part of a
Space
Marine army?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah, they have a Legion of Stars.
Every army can get it. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess that's a right rule then. I'm okay with that because the whole point of the Day of Revelation is that everybody comes in.
Yeah.
With jump packs, right? So what does this say? It says everybody must arrive via deep strike on the first turn, and you don't need to roll for reserves.
Yeah, for the jump pack units.
For jump pack units.
For jump pack units. So Sanguinus is a jump pack unit as well.
So he comes down first turn, deep strikes perfectly.
To really curb the army too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is there such a thing as teleport homers?
Yeah. It's certain units can get them though. I think there's special units.
Is it called teleport homer, or am I just thinking like old
7th edition?
7th edition, yeah.
I can't remember.
I haven't run into a 30k teleport homer in all the games I've played, so
I know there's a couple things that let you not scatter, like some tanks.
Mostly special rules related. Like there's the command tank.
Yeah, command tank. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, but they'll get targeted first if you're going second. So.
That's
because it'd be the only thing on the board.
Well, but you know what? The objective of this is to go second.
Yeah.
Right. You want to give your opponent first turn to waste his turn, because going second is there's an advantage to it. Mm-hmm. You just don't want to be alpha struck. Well, in this case, you're alpha striking by going second, but you can still alpha strike. So.
It's interesting. Like both the Blood Angels and the Demons in this book, compared to all the other books, they do have that's their thing. They do have this ability to just null deploy the first turn. Mm-hmm. Nothing's on the table. You have nothing to do against the player until turn 2, and then that gives them the initiative actually starting to play.
So winning the first roll off is actually
doesn't affect it really.
Well, if I win, let's say you're playing me and you have Blood Angels and I win, I would make you go first.
Right.
Yeah.
Because at least then I'm not wasting my turn and I get the last turn.
Yeah.
So I guess unless I want to redeploy somehow, but usually when you're deploying, you kind of get the chance to do whatever you want, right? When you're deploying. Okay, so the next one is the Day of Sorrow. What's this one like?
I don't know. I've always just looked at
that. I think everybody's always.
Why be the sad Blood Angel when you could be like the Holy Blood Angel?
Yeah. Well, we've got all units with the Legion of Astartes Blood Angel special rule cannot be pinned, and in addition are fearless when within 3 inches of your objective or deployment zone. So that's good. Any unit which suffers a morale check as a result of losing an assault, where the majority of units in the combat are Blood Angels, like with the Legion of Astartes Blood Angel special rule, suffer an additional -1 penalty to their leadership. And units that are immune to fear are immune to this ability, of course. And when any units with the Legion of Astartes Blood Angel special rule is a part of a detachment which uses this Rite of War is reduced to 50% or less of the starting models. The rest of the models gain feel no pain 5+. So limitations. Characters that are part of this detachment must issue challenges and accept when applicable. The Blood Angel chooses which character does this. Like, it's not like you're forced.
Pushes into that like Death Company-esque.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. To the bitter dregs, it says any unit with the Blood Angel Legion of Study special rule again that's reduced to 50% or less counts as being destroyed.
Yeah, we're getting into that.
So yeah, this is definitely like a
pre-Death Company.
Yeah, pre-Death Company thing. Yeah.
So they get at 50%. They lose their scoring ability, counts as destroyed basically, but they gain the 5+.
They gain feel no pain, so they have the ability to actually do more.
It's kind of weird though, because you got like that you got that fearless ability around. It just kind of seems like it's weird because immediately you get fearless, you're holding objectives, and then suddenly you just don't become scoring. If you get 50% reduced models.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think you're going to see a lot of this. No, I don't. I definitely don't think so.
I think the Day of Revelation really stands out as the de facto.
That's right. Yeah.
It has more of a different flair to it compared to like anything else out there right now, right?
Yeah.
Like this, the other one's kind of, I don't know, seems to me a little mediocre compared to that one.
The other thing is that with Day of Revelation, it's a tactical choice. Right? It gives you those decisions to make changes to kind of be able to deploy how you want to deploy it and attack how you want to attack. I find like especially the other Rites of War would really put you have to take damage or hold objectives, stay back. Those really, I don't see a whole lot of those because of that. Like,
yeah, this is very situational. You literally have to wait till you get to that point, right, of breaking to actually start dealing with the effects. Otherwise, like if your unit just gets wiped out or never gets to 50%, half of that doesn't even matter.
I mean, you're still fearless if you're holding that objective, but you're right. Once you lose that, honestly, I don't think we're going to see a lot of this. I mean, you can build it, but I think most people play Blood Angels for a reason.
Yeah, I think it's a good thematic list for someone who really wants to rock the 30k early Death Company Flash Terror-esque type of.
I think there's a little fluff here. I think.
When the bulk of the Legion was missing for many years, there were few lone ships and garrisons which remained in the Imperium. Driven by war, would find themselves time and outnumbered by their foes. Many were their own days of sorrow, but far greater was the number of the traitor foes who died along them as they passed burning into the night.
So these are like
pretty dark.
It's just,
dark, yeah.
So this is just meant to be like fluffy when you get pinched off from the rest of the army, right?
I guess if you were running a campaign with Blood Angels, and then you wanted to do a few smaller battles, maybe forcing the Blood Angel player to play this would be kind of cool, where they're like, pinned down and they have to hold an objective for a certain period of time. So having them as a defender instead of the attacker. Yeah. Because with the Day of Revelation, I feel like they're always attacking. Yeah. Even if they're the defender, they're not going to be deploying anything. So even though some missions say that you can't put anything in reserve, so that would be kind of pointless of this. So in that case, that's when you play something like this, right? So if you decide with your opponent ahead of time to play a mission like that, where maybe the defender can't and they're going to be the defender, then maybe you choose to run something like this instead, thematically, right?
I think the real final point with both of these is that they're brilliantly thematic. Like it takes the flavor of what a Blood Angel force would look like, in the 30k, and gives you options to here's my thematic force. It actually fits. It feels pretty good for an actual Rite of War.
Yeah. I think competitively we won't see this one, the Day of Revelation, but I do like it though. So yeah. Okay, so the funnest unit ever. Well, second funnest. Dawnbreaker Cohort. So these are. What are these guys? Oh, they're like the elite.
They're pretty much sanguinary.
Okay. So they're not the funnest unit ever. Sorry, that's not what I was thinking of. But okay, so you get 5 for 210 points. So that's like 42 points a model, and then an extra one is 25 points. So like, there's a huge difference between the starting and that's a big tax to pay
It's
for having to start with those models. I mean, does the sergeant get anything extra? 1 extra attack. So I mean, 3 attacks is actually quite nice on the sergeant.
I think what it is it's their jump infantry, and they have a 2+ armor save.
For sure.
That mobility plus the defensiveness, I think, is what makes them so expensive.
The artificer armor, yeah. So they come stock with a spear, power spear. They're falling star.
You can just call them Phoenix Spears, but yeah.
Grenade discharger, and a jump pack. So falling star pattern power spear. So they have 2 profiles. Melee 2-handed spear. On the turn that they charge, it's +1 strength AP 2. Every other time, it's strength is user AP 3. So you're right that this is a Phoenix spear, flat out. So if you're fighting other Terminators, you need to be charging. We did fail to mention they are weapon skill 5.
Yeah.
That's actually really nice. I do like that. Very thematic.
Kind of feel a little cheated here because basically a Palatine blade.
I guess
is 10, 15 points more than that for this, and it doesn't get the
jump pack.
Well, no, he doesn't get the artificer armor.
Oh, they can buy jump packs.
You can buy.
True, right?
You pay for the jump packs. You pay for the Phoenix Spear, and they're like 50 points a piece versus 25 points.
Yeah, so we've got an Emperor's Children player
how much
here.
for the Shriekers too?
3 points.
Oh.
Yeah, just cash, and you still don't have a 2-up.
So these guys have a special rule called Set the Sky Aflame. Right? It says Set the Sky Aflame. Where's the special rule? Oh, right here. Sorry. It's like not below all the other rules. It's to the side, so I didn't see it. So when they enter play via Deep Strike, all enemy units within 6 inches immediately suffer D6 Strength 4 AP nothing hits. So when are you deep striking within 6 inches of enemy? Isn't that very dangerous?
The only way that you could potentially get that close is Sanguinius, because he can deep strike perfectly. So
that's right. Scatter, yeah. So then, if you're doing it, you might as well come close.
Or maybe if you scatter and you end up within an inch of somebody, right?
I mean, you don't want to be there.
No,
so
but
essentially, you want to not be using this rule unless you're with Sanguinius.
Yeah. What's the Ultramarine? Don't they get a rule like that too? Their jump pack units.
I think they get 2.
Or is it just their weapons cause pinning?
No, they get to fire their weapons twice.
Oh, okay.
When they deep strike.
So any model in the squad can get an Equinox Power Blade case.
This is what you want. You don't want
plus
the garbage
5 points
spear.
a model. So sorry, before I even read anything, Equinox Power Blade case. So is it just a case?
To be honest,
it's not an actual power blade.
And they don't bold it in the actual description too. Like it's bolded here in the name, but then they don't bold it or capitalize it.
Yeah, they capitalized it.
Yeah,
this is really weird. So it's
Blade's not capital.
Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe it's a typo. Maybe they mean something. It's clearly a typo, but so it's a pair of melee weapons, and they have 2 different profiles.
Yeah.
Oh, so what they're saying is it's a case that comes with 2 blades. That's what it is. It's like a box with 2 blades. So he's like, excuse me, just wait. He opens the box, pulls out his 2 weapons, or his case, sorry. Anyways, so you get to choose the profile, and before making any attacks, you get to choose which profile you're going to use, and all your attacks have to be that profile. And you gain the additional attack for using 2 close combat weapons. Well, that's really nice, because that's 3 attacks, and base each on the charge, that's 4. That's a lot of attacks. So you have a Sunrise and a Sunset Blade. The Sunrise gives you Strength as User, AP 3, Melee, Shred, Keen. Keen gives you an initiative value when attacking with that weapon. So you're at initiative 5. Shred is really good too. So essentially it's a Lightning Claw. It's 2 Lightning Claws with
except
an extra initiative.
Blood Angels get that the +1 to wound, right? They're for their special rule.
Yeah. They automatically get that. Yeah.
So they're wounding on 3s with Shred and initiative 5.
Yeah, so that's really good against 3+ armor Marines.
Yeah.
Just to draw the parallel to, it's basically it's duelist edge, right?
Yeah.
Duelist edges.
Yeah. True. And then Sunset Blade is melee, Strength as User, AP 3, Rending Sunder. Okay.
The rending.
So Sunder.
Rending's great, but
Rending's great. I agree. Because with 4 attacks, each rending. That's actually really good.
10 models, 40
10
attacks.
models, if on the charge, 41 actually.
Wounding on wounding on 3s.
You know, you're probably hitting on 3s, wounding on. Well, you're not rerolling because they don't have shred with the Sunset Blade.
This is another of here's all my dice for my right hand, and here's all my dice for my left hand, and you have to roll them separately.
No, they all their attacks.
You
so
pick
let me
one
check.
blade.
But you know what though? Now that you say that, just wait though. It says, in any given assault phase, the wielder must choose one of the following 2 profiles before making any attacks. And all their attacks in that phase have to use that profile.
Yeah, okay, so you pick one blade.
But it doesn't say that the whole squad has to choose it. It says the wielder, right?
Oh,
So technically, you could have models picking one way and another model.
Yeah, you can do 5 and 5.
Unless you're attacking like a contemptor is fighting you at the same time as like a squad of Marines. That's the only way I could actually see you splitting it. Or maybe you're fighting Terminators. You want that rending.
Well, if you're fighting Terminators, you want rending.
Yeah.
You don't really want shred. You want the rending because every 6 force knocks down that save.
Or you're fighting Emperor's Children. You get +1 in edge. Right? So you're striking at the same time as them, so you're not getting punched before you get to the back.
What's also funny about this is, so the blade, it's got the keen, right? Which gives you +1 initiative. So with the Day of Revelation, one of the rules is you get +1 initiative on the charge. So potentially they're initiative 6.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's like before almost anything.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Basically,
like some Primarchs have 6.
Primarch level, yeah.
That's pretty good. Not great Primarchs in close combat, but
not like the.
I'm talking about
Primarchs, but like
this Primarch right here.
The slower Primarch.
Yeah. Okay, so they get the grenade discharger. So it's frag and crack grenades. So it's clearly a weapon and not a grenade.
So yeah, there's this argument on the Blood Angel page right now, is if they charge into terrain,
they don't have frag grenades.
They're at initiative 1.
Yeah.
But people are saying that this weapon counts as grenades, but it doesn't say it. It doesn't actually say, and people are just like, well, what the hell? Because they're under their war gear, they don't actually have grenades.
So from what I remember, the frag grenade says if the model is equipped with frag grenades, it gets to strike at initiative.
Yeah.
Right.
Or at least says to say defensive grenades or some kind of
assault grenades.
Assault grenades.
Yeah. So.
But it also, I mean, I realize
these don't count as assault grenades. But it doesn't specifically say these count as
it's literally a grenade.
It's literally a weapon, right?
It's a grenade harness.
It's a short range grenade launcher.
Yeah. Because grenade harness, right, actually says that if you shoot it, you will be counting as using grenades. Like for Terminators, the grenade harness? Yeah. So, and this doesn't actually say it in the profile at all.
That's right, because if Terminators get it, it says if they charge, they count as assault grenades. If one model has this. Yeah.
If they use
so honestly, as per, like maybe that wasn't their intention, but as per the rules, you don't have a frag grenades.
So yeah, raw right now,
which is kind of really shitty for them. Like
your big melee unit hits last in combat.
Yeah, right.
In ruins, yeah.
They'll just be skirting around.
Yeah, so much for initiative. So that's kind of weird. I mean, we're saying rules as written. Yes. Maybe they'll FAQ it right away. I don't know what the intention was. I'm going to assume they all Marines have frag grenades, so why wouldn't these guys?
Yeah.
Right. So I would say the intention should be that they have frag grenades. But as written, I would completely agree with you guys. Like they don't.
I would even be fine if it said that the frag version is what gives you the defensive or the assault grenades.
Yeah.
But they would have to use it first.
Well, even if they don't, it doesn't matter because the idea of frag grenades is that you don't
have them.
Yeah, you have them. You throw them. The other guys duck for cover, and you strike at the initiative. Right?
So what I think
I've never thrown a frag grenade.
What I picture this grenade discharger as, I don't know if you guys seen the Wolfens for 40k. They have like these little grenade launchers on the back of their backpacks. Because if they have the 2 swords, how are they going to hold a grenade launcher, right?
Well, they're in cases.
Oh, I guess they're in the case, yeah.
Give me a second, I got to take your
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it is. They got 2 cases like this, and they just.
But it says 1 case.
Whatever. It's like a big nice.
So just to continue
case.
with the unit, Melta-Bombs for 25 points for the whole squad.
That's good.
It's great. And Blade of Perdition, the champion can take it for 20 points. So that's like a special thing. It clearly says the champion can take it. So, I mean, that's a good option for the champion. I would take it.
Blade of Perdition doesn't have like Murderous Strike or anything like that. It's just the 2 ones.
No, it's just 2 ones.
So like, wouldn't one of these technically be better than
better?
You're not hitting an AP2, don't get me wrong, but...
I think it's only for the AP2. It's mastercrafted too.
Yeah, it's Mastercraft.
Right?
The only problem is it's two-handed, right? So you never get bonuses.
But he starts with an extra attack, so you
Oh,
get
yeah, I
everybody
guess.
else. You're taking for the AP too.
He doesn't have a pistol anyway,
Right.
so.
And then Blade of Perdition is still as user, so technically with their rule,
Sure,
plus
instead,
one to
though.
roll, so
Yeah.
Big two-hander. Right?
Yeah.
Like just to sum though, so he's got 3 attacks,
Mm-hmm.
+1 on the charge.
4.
Does he get 2 weapons? Does he get?
If he doesn't have the Falling Star Spear, and they get
he does get
the
the
Equinox Power Blade,
There's 5 attacks,
5 attacks in the charge with those blades.
and potentially like at an inch 6.
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty. That does
think-
work. Like to be honest,
unless you're charging through cover.
Yeah. Unless they're in a bush.
Unless they're in a bush, yeah, then it's not. No, honestly, I do like the squad. I think the 2+ armor is great. I still think most people, I feel, would be putting Segmentus with them.
Yeah. I'm just curious how many people are going to paint the Dawnbreakers gold and give them goofy helmets.
I'm not sure.
Or just
I'm just thinking though,
guard modes.
2+ armor can still die pretty quickly in Horus Heresy
Oh yeah.
without an invulnerable save.
Yeah.
But are they just being used as wounds for
For Sanguinus.
Sanguinus? And in that case, why not just use like 20 Assault Marines?
With combat shields to get a
Combat
6
shields to get
6
a
plus
6
5
plus.
plus, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Moving on to the Crimson Paladins. So beautiful looking models.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen them, definitely check it out because they're so beautiful. Yeah, they are. Let's look at the rules. I don't.
The data.
4 weapon skill. It's a little disappointing. I personally think all Blood Angels are like they're combat oriented. Why are they not 5? But they're 4 weapon skill. 2 attack space like every other Terminator. The champion though is called the Crimson Exemplar, and he gets 2 wounds and 3 attacks.
I think he should be weapon skill 5.
Well,
you
give him an extra wound, but yeah, 2 wounds. So that's kind of nice. It's different. They're only giving it to him as opposed to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they actually technically do have the weapon skill 5 because they got the -1 to hit if they have shields, right?
I don't know.
So
I
It's
think
kind of it's a little different.
So-
Or no,
so
sorry, it's
we'll go
-1
through that.
strength.
-1 strength.
That's right.
But we haven't got there yet.
So they're Cataphracti, which again is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I would have thought that
Tartarus.
Blood Angels would be Tartarus because they rely on their speed and their initiative and everything. But Cataphracti, the 4-up is nice. Power weapon, and then they get their power shield. So it's not a storm shield. It's a, how would you pronounce that? Coriolis pattern power shield. So what it does is it reduces the strength of all melee attacks targeting a model with this at -1. So it doesn't say they have to be in close combat.
Attacks. Sorry, read it again.
So it says reduce all.
Melee attacks. Right there.
That's right. So my question is,
Are you saying base to base? Is that what you're trying to
well,
get at?
that's not it at all. Okay. Let's keep going. So they get deep strike, which is nice because not all Terminators have, like no Terminators have deep strike.
That's right. Yeah.
So they start base with
We're
it.
kind of getting away from something. It's -1 strength, right? So other power fists. So power fists won't auto kill sergeants if the sergeant has it.
That's right. So reduce the strength of all melee attacks targeting a model with this power shield by -1.
Yeah. So instant death weapons like strength 8 and up, or sorry, strength 8 won't auto gimp it in melee. But
That's right. They have a special rule called Blood is Forever, and they're stubborn. Blood is Forever is when they're locked in combat with a unit that outnumbers them, they gain field pain 5+. If they're outnumbered more than twice their number, so more than twice, so not twice, but more than twice, they gain 4+ field pain. So that's kind of nice.
Keep reading them. There's what they qualify because they're bulky.
Okay, so an independent. So it says independent character does not gain this rule and does not count for the purpose of outnumbering, which makes sense. Which is nice that they actually specify that. Yeah. So each Crimson Paladin and Exemplar is counted as 2 models. So we just finished talking about the Paladins, how they get 5+ fuel pain, and then if they're outnumbered, 4+ fuel pain. The big thing that we kind of covered this while we talked off camera, clearly, was how they're not outnumbered by 10 Marines.
Oh yeah, because their bulky rule counts towards their feel no pain thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So like 5 trimmers and 5 trimmers would equal 6 trimmers would outnumber them, but 10 Marines would not, which none of us I think kind of like.
No,
because it just doesn't quite make sense.
Well,
No,
they
but
still
those-
get the 5+ right?
Maybe.
It's just the 4+ when they get outnumbered.
No,
Oh,
no, they're
Oh, when
outnumbered
they're
5
double.
plus.
They
if
don't
they're
get a
double
5+
4
until
plus.
they're
oh,
until they're outnumbered.
okay.
So I don't really think it's going to happen. But
And I
And
see
if it does, like you're, like, what do you want these guys doing? Are they holding up? Are they holding up tactical squads? Are they the anvil to the hammer?
well, I think
So,
that's kind of what you
That's
talked
what
about.
I was saying. Yeah.
Fluff-wise, right? Like they were supposed to be the anvil, and then the
Yeah.
Dawnbreakers were supposed to be the hammer.
Do they have 2 wounds each?
No,
No,
just the
no,
sergeant.
one
Okay,
wound,
so you're
just the
paying
sergeant.
160 points for 3 wounds, or sorry, 4 wounds total.
Yeah.
At least you can get him in a phobos with a character. The Land Raider. I don't know. That's the
That
only.
is true.
That's the only bonus I can see.
That is true.
And then pump that unit cost up to 500 points for 3 models.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know,
depends on
like,
what you want.
I
them
think,
to do,
I think,
guess.
to be honest, I think they maybe should have had the Feel No Pain as a base,
And
Oh,
then-
like
and
a 6+?
then if they're double,
And
yeah,
they got
yeah,
better
and then
and
got
better.
better and better.
They got
Give them
better.
something,
Yeah.
because they got the -1 to strength to attacks. Like I understand that they're built to be that anvil, but you know, I think you're paying the premium in points for the Feel No Pain that you probably won't get a
That
whole
you
lot
won't
of.
get.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
and the other thing here too, it says any model may exchange its power weapon for a Sunset Blade for free. And I don't know, like that's really good because you want those.
Yeah, you want. the
If
red
you're
one.
not running like power axes, you want those. But the power fist is 20 points, so 2 of the guys can get a power fist, and the exemplar, the character, can get the Blade of Perdition. Well, the power fist itself is a massive cost to actually have a power fist.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they're trying to they're letting you do it, but they're trying to discourage you against that. So I think I don't think you're going to see a lot of power fists with them, just because they're so expensive.
I think you might throw these in as a bodyguard with Raldron.
Yeah, because he's got to stand on the board.
Because he has to walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
We'll
cover.
cover.
Yeah. I mean, their power shield is good, -1 strength against the attacks in melee against them. That's really nice.
It
Yeah.
should be -1 attack. I think that's what was rumored at, but
And they can get a grenade harness. That's the other thing we talked about is they have a grenade harness, yet the Dawnbreakers don't have great.
Well, they
grenades.
do have a grenade harness. It just doesn't work the way.
But it's
a grenade
not.
harness should.
Yeah, it's a discharger.
Yeah.
Grenade discharger that has weapon profiles
Mhm.
instead of actual frag grenades.
Yeah.
So it's kind of strange that these guys do get it because they have the power weapon or the Sunset Blade, which you would probably get anyways because rending is amazing. But you probably wouldn't see these guys much in a very competitive game. I don't think.
I agree.
Yeah. I
Fuck-
probably won't.
fuck
I,
wise,
just, I honestly, I just don't think the points line up with the same deal with Phoenix Terminators. I think unfortunately your points and rules just don't quite
Quite
equal out.
match up. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's all about the models.
No, they're so
They're
nice.
pretty models.
So
right?
Angel's Tears. So this was the one that we were all excited about and talked about a lot. And then
Literally broke the camera we talked about.
exactly, yeah. Yeah. So I mean they come with jump packs. They're the destroyer version.
Yeah,
the Blood Angel
the
destroyer
Blood Angel
version.
Destroyer version,
They come with the Volkite Serpentas.
which are
So
awesome.
strength 5. Amazing. Deflag rate, great. They come with hardened armor, which is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Against boss weapons. Yeah, so if the weapons don't cut open your armor, then you get to reroll it, which makes you essentially almost invincible against boss weapons. Like if somebody shells you with stuff, you're not going to take a lot of wounds, even if he hits a lot of models, right? And then counterattack. Counterattack's really good. You talked a little bit about how they've given counterattack to a bunch of units in FAQ, like special units. So I really like counterattack, whether you get attacked or not. And with these guys, it kind of makes sense. Like the deep strike, they're going to shoot, or shoot, which we'll talk about the upgrades. And then if they get attacked, they get counterattack,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we talked, you can get, so there's 130 points for 5. You get 5 additional ones for 15 points apiece, so 205 points for the 10-man squad,
It's not terrible,
which is
no.
really good price for jump pack troops,
Mm-hmm.
which are, they have 2 Volkites. You can buy Melta Bombs for 25 points, and then a bunch of other upgrades. You can buy them a grenade launcher, which shoots rad grenades. for 15 points. Heavy Flamer, which heavy flamers are nice, but I don't see them being used.
And the thing is, they all can buy this.
That's right. All of them
for
except the champion
sergeant
guy, the Arch Erlen. And then the big one is for 15 points apiece, they can get the assault cannon with the suspensor lag. So essentially 36 shots if you buy 9.
9 of them, yeah.
Right?
Which is the standout. It's absolutely the standout.
That's right. Right? Because they come down, all of a sudden 24-inch range. They're firing 36 shots. If you buy them.
I think they fill 2 roles. I think they're heavy support, flying heavy support units, and they're also destroyers.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we did talk a little bit about that, like the heavy chainsword being like with counter attack, strike 7.
Oh yeah.
You know, it does become. I think for some weird reason, like I think 9, 10, because the sergeant can take 10 Marines
chainsword too,
with strength 7, 3 attacks,
AP4,
2
right?
attacks, AP4, but strength 7, against again with counterattack against the new what I think will be probably what some of the new meta is demons and cybernetic cores. You're like that's going to do serious work, especially
that's fair.
If they count towards the Day of Revelation. They're coming down with everything else.
Mm-hmm.
They might not be one of like, oh yeah, it's just a unit of chainswords. What's it going to do? And suddenly, strength 7, 3 attacks, chainswords is going to do 3 work against those potentially meta armies.
Maybe even the chainswords. I know they don't really have a very good defense. Like there's still 3+ armor and they can't get an in-roll. But maybe heavy chainswords on all 10 of them with Sanguinius, with the rad grenades and stuff.
Yeah,
so Sanguinius is also getting the bonus, right?
That's true. That's true.
So they're potentially a good unit.
Yeah,
I think we'll see. I think they're a good unit. Period. I think to be honest, now that we started going through it, out of the 3 we covered, I think like the Dawnbreakers are good.
Yeah,
they're good. But I think these guys, to be honest, I think you might even see more of these than the Dawnbreaker.
Well,
205 points stock. Yeah. They're really good. You pay 25 points, even base with melta bombs. Now they can threaten the vehicles in close combat. They can threaten troops. 20 shots of strength 5. The fire rate is nothing to, nothing to shy away from. Because they can kill vehicles too.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can not rend.
Drop down and throw 36 strength 6 rending shots into something is like that's scary.
Or with assault cannons.
You might see multiple of these units, right?
Like even
equipped differently.
Even big armored columns, like you drop down like strength 6 and rear armor.
But you don't need 9
open for rends.
You don't need 9 assault cannons. You can have run 4. It's still 16 shots, and then the rest are Volkites. And Volkites can still glance 11 armor.
Yeah.
So, just reading this rule here, any model with the Legion of Astartes Blood Angel rule has access to Volkite Serpentas, can swap it out for a hand flamer 15 points. So potentially all of them can get hand flamers.
Double hand flamers, which feeds into
wait,
special.
But it's 30
for
points.
15 points.
Yeah, so it'd be 30 points a model.
No, you only need because you'd want to fire both of them.
Yeah.
But I was just saying that potentially you could have 2 hand flamers.
Two flavor templates times 10.
There's a weird rule for with one of the characters, and we'll kind of read it.
Okay, so,
but that's interesting because we're talking about like, well, they can't get hand flamers. What are the points? But that's right. When you look at the special, you can get hand flamer.
I don't know. I might disagree because it says any model with access to a Volkite Serpenta as part of their weapon option.
I think it's one of those little
may
gray
take
areas.
A hand flamer. So they don't have that as an option.
Yeah, but it
comes stock. So I don't know if that was the intention of them for these guys to have.
We
all
have been a
hand
little
flamers.
anal about rules written. So
yeah.
Far, so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, but that said, it's not. I don't know. It would either way. It would be interesting to see. But I mean, you can have heavy flamers, right? It says any model in the squad may exchange one of their Volkites for one of the following. So heavy flamers. So you could still have 10 heavy flamers in strength 5.
You're fixing the camera, and we were kind of talking about the next character, and you'll see why I'm talking about them taking hand flamers potentially.
Yeah.
But
okay.
So
it's gonna be real important here about that next.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to talk about it now?
Sure.
Let's skip the Dreadnought and which guy?
This guy here.
This guy? Judicar, Aster, Chrome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at the very bottom here, this last paragraph of rules.
Virtue of judgment.
So it says, at the start of the game, After deployment, before the first turn is declared, you roll a d3.
Mm-hmm.
His controlling player may select a number of enemy units to be marked by the Angel's Wrath. Whenever he or a unit of the Destroyers or Angel's Tears units make shooting attacks against a unit marked like this, his hand flamer attacks are made with shred and rending.
See, there's a weird little thing. I think there was a big screw up. It says his hand flamer.
Should be their hand flamers. Because it mentions all the units and then it just talks about him. So if he marks them, and then it says all of these units should benefit from, and then it says his hand flamer.
Shred and rending.
Yeah.
Because he comes with 2 hand flamers under his warrior profile.
But again, he can't deep strike or do anything because he doesn't have a jetpack.
Yeah, he doesn't have a jetpack.
He doesn't have a jetpack, yeah. So he's a regular character, 3 wounds though.
Yeah.
So he's just got a console stat line pretty much.
He has a shred axe that's +1 strength AP3 rending.
You mispronounced it. It's shard.
Oh, shard. Shard axe. Okay. Okay. That's very fair. Very fair. He gets a refractor field, 2 hand flamers.
He's just a generic console with 1 extra wound.
Yeah, and he's got his
Adamantium Will, Scout, counterattack.
But it's just...
And then first time he's reduced to 0 wounds, you roll a d6 on a 4+. He's put into ongoing reserves with how many wounds?
Just
1 wound. Single wound remaining.
But that's why I'm wondering, like, if the special unit there can take hand flamers. I mean, it's 30 points, but if you could get shred...
But it definitely says his hand flamer.
I know, it says his hand flamer.
You're right, that's probably a mistype.
It could be, but it could be intended like that, where it's just him. Right?
I think this has, if it's intended, this has serious play. So he can't come down with the unit of Destroyers.
Yeah.
So you pay for the upgrade for at least 1 flamer and all of them, 1 hand flamer.
Mm-hmm.
Really crazy buy 2. And then you're counting on his ability at the beginning of the game. You roll your d3, you get 2 or 3 units. That's the unit that gets dropped. And then you have, like, say, like even 10 or 15 Marines in a group, and you've got 10 hand flamers all throwing up 10 plates with shred and rending. Like, even, like, throw that against like a unit of Terminators, or like it'll just annihilate anything.
It's the same thing as the Raven Guard.
That's right.
But you know what the issue is, again, if somebody was really stickler to the rules.
There's a bunch of...
So these guys can't
right now, you cannot use that rule. Like, it does...
Or I mean, you get the Angel's Tears wouldn't be able to get the hand flamers because they don't have the option for the wall type.
Like, regular Destroyers, you can only take 1 in every 5. So
you will only be a couple. And even if this is... It's clearly not worded properly, but I mean, you've seen a couple
we wait
wording
2.5 years for this, and we can't figure out how anything works.
Yeah, let's go back to the Dreadnought. Dreadnought, Contemptor, Incendious. Class Dreadnought. 5 weapon skill, 5 list skill. It's a Contemptor, 13 armor on the front. Starts with Fleet, Armored Ceramite, so that's kind of huge.
Mm-hmm.
Starts with the 2 Talons of Perdition with built-in heavy flamers, and the Talons of Perdition are exactly the same as the sword or blade. AP2, strength is user, Deathfire.
It gets rid of Mastercrafted and 2-handed, but still...
Okay, fair. So they're good against, again, we talked about it, Mechanicum. Terminators, multi-wound Terminators.
Anything with really 2 wounds.
But again, anything with 2 wounds, you might as well swap one of those for a Dreadnought Close Combat weapon and be strength 10.
But if you're higher toughness than 5, then for sure.
Then you're right, then the Blade of Perdition is
because,
better.
Like, I mean, yeah, because you can take a Power Fist for free, or a Dreadnought Close Combat weapon for free.
And then it says you can get a Melta Gun for 10 points instead of the Heavy Flamer, or the Assault Cannon for 15. So for 30 points, you can have 2 Assault Cannons. Let's go over his Jetpack, the Booster Pack.
Mm-hmm.
2 options. You can either Deep Strike with it, and then he loses it, like it just goes away. Or if you start on the board, or maybe you can't buy him a Dreadnought drop pod, but you can put him in an Ambush drop pod if you really want.
Mm-hmm.
Then he can either move 12 inches in the movement phase, like a regular jump pack, or he can charge 3d6 in the assault phase.
The important thing is you can't do both.
He can't do
one
both.
or the other.
And then with Fleet, 3d6 with Fleet is big.
And he loses the jump back. So if he moves his 12 and doesn't charge, he still doesn't get to move 12 the next turn or choose
That's
that
right. He
option.
loses that
You
jump
lose
back.
it. So
So
you get
one
12 inch
time
movement,
use
3d6 movement, or a deep strike.
strike.
Competitively, I don't see people using them, but thematically, 100%.
Yeah.
The only problem, right, because he's got a jump pack, but you can't deep strike on the first turn like the rest of the units.
That's right, because in their right of war it says it only infantry.
Only infantry.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So he's not going to be used by
Starting
army,
on
I'm
the board,
assuming.
or he's deep striking second turn.
Or third, depending on you still have to roll
Yeah,
for reserves,
yeah.
right? So we've gone over this guy a little bit. Ralderon, 180 points.
I made this point before the camera messed up on us.
Neither of them have jetpacks.
None of them have jetpacks, but yet all of
the special units basically have jetpacks, except the Terminators, yeah. And the Terminators can deep strike stock. So these guys don't. So
it doesn't allow them to be really part of that, the whole
right,
Yeah.
war either.
Yeah,
Like, that's kind of it is
doesn't.
weird thematically that you've got this like angelic host coming down, yet none of the special characters get to come down with it, except for Sanguine.
It's weird because they can't even buy it. Later, you'll learn that like all the White Scars characters can buy bikes,
Yeah.
and then these guys can't even buy jetpacks.
So he's got Artificer Armor, the Encarmite Warblade, +1 Strength AP2, melee Mastercraft to Shred, Murder Strike. So that sounds like
It's
a
just
Paragon Blade with Shred.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's good. Shred is great.
Yeah.
Because with +1 Strength, that's Strength 5, +1 to Wound. He's mostly wounding on 2s. We roll into 1s, like he's probably going to get all his wounds.
Yeah.
And then he can pick his Warlord trait, so that's really good.
From
the Legion of Astartes
from
army
the
list.
Legion of Stars.
So not the whole book. But I mean he's not bad.
So I only ever
Furious Charge.
He's only ever better than just a Praetor.
A regular Praetor, yeah.
He doesn't actually do anything for the army. I realized in the novels, they literally explained to him being plain Jane, like his armor was boring, he wasn't, but they talk about him being morale, right? Like he helped with that a lot. So I don't understand why he's not, like he doesn't have like an aura, or he's also a veteran. So I don't know why he doesn't make vets troops. So I'm just a little disappointed in like his basic rules.
Yeah, especially when you read like the previous.
If you look at the page, like he's got nothing.
Yeah,
That's it.
he's like
It's almost like they're like, oh, we promised we would put him in the book, but here you go.
Oh crap, we made his model first.
So if you have a choice between a Praetor or him, well, I mean he's obviously better because his weapon skill's 1+. But other than that, like he's stock.
Yeah.
He's pretty, and I understand that in the book they talk about him being like that.
Same as
Yeah, the Primarch.
485 points. That's an expensive Primarch.
He's worth it.
Yeah, but he's worth it.
Serious work. Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's see. 9 weapon skill, so that's the highest so far with Angron and
Jagatai. Jagatai is 9 as well.
he's not.
97.
Is he 7?
Yeah.
Weapon skill 7?
Yeah. We haven't gotten there yet, but he's very disappointing when it comes to weapon skill.
Russ is also
Russ and
9.
Angron are 9. That's right. Okay. 6 strength, 6 toughness, 6 wounds, 7 initiative, 6 attacks. So 6 attacks is big because base 6. Not many have that. 2+ armor. Initiative 7 is really is on the higher end.
The Fulgrim end of initiative.
Well, Fulgrim's 8.
Yeah.
But
So-
he can get up to that. But we.
Yeah.
we'll
So
see.
he comes with a couple of stuff that we'll go over. Frag grenades. He's a
Well, he'll have to join the
So
unit.
now you put him with the unit.
Yeah.
There you go, right?
very bulky, and then the rest of the rules are kind of right here. So he's the sire of Blood Angels. So he gains +1 initiative, +1 attack in the first turn of any combat. So not when he charges, on the first turn.
So he's initiative 8.
So he's on initiative 8 on the first turn of combat, and 7 attacks. So that's a lot of attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
While he's present on the battlefield, all friendly jump infantry units with the Legion of Astartes Blood Angel special rule may choose to use their jump packs in both the movement and assault phase.
So before you start speaking, I'm on the Blood Angel page for Horus Heresy. Lots of guys were moaning and groaning about it, and then people started playing it, and they're like, you don't realize how good it is once you start charging, that you can reroll your charge, you get Hammer or Wrath, and units can fly over other units.
Yeah, and 12 inches in your movement phase is huge.
That too,
Because
yeah.
a lot of times you're not using that in the charge range, because technically moving 12 inches is a guaranteed 6 inches more.
Mm-hmm.
It's better to use it in the movement phase than in the charge. So you never see people use it in the charge phase, in the assault phase.
It's huge.
It's huge. I agree.
12 inch with a reroll charge and hammer wrath.
And hammer and wrath. People don't realize that. Oh, the hammer and wrath, right?
It's an extra attack.
But those are extra attacks, right? I realize it's base contact, but if you're using a jump pack, you can also maneuver guys, right? So that you're getting.
Well, you should be getting most of your unit touching, right? Because they ignore movement, right? So, and then Dawnbreaker squads are troops.
Okay, so the elite gets shrunken, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. So they become troops with him. So that's really good. You're probably going to see Dawnbreakers, right?
Yeah, with rounding up him.
All the elite slots for the destroyers now.
Yeah.
That's right. All elite slots, destroyers.
The Sol cannons. Yeah.
So all friendly units within 3 inches of sanguines gain plus D3 wounds.
So anyone
to the wound value when you use to calculate combat.
So he's got a really short range thing. You could literally have to be standing right next to him in order to get it.
Okay. The Regalia Resplendent. So his armor. 2+ armor, 4+ invulnerable. And he can reroll failed invulnerable saves on the turn which he charges.
That's huge.
I'm a little disappointed with the 4+.
Why? You thought it'd be worse?
No, I think it should be 3+.
I think what happened was when they started releasing 3+ invulnerable saves like the Scoria and a few of the other Primarchs, I think it tipped things a little bit much. Those Primarchs just started out saving and beating other Primarchs in close combat, and I think they're pulling that back.
But when you see all those Primarchs and you actually compare them, a lot of the Primarchs that win against each other are the ones that have 3+.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's that 3+ armor becomes the defining thing as to who's winning those combats.
But why does Scoria have 3+ invulnerable and Sanguinus doesn't?
Because we can't.
Yeah.
But that's my point.
I think honestly, they have to balance it, and that's honestly why they did that.
But
otherwise, he might end up being like Fulgrim, where he has a 5+ outside of combat, and then like a 3+ in combat.
I personally think he should have 3+ period.
So, I don't know. Rerollable 4+ is still pretty good because I've played against a few.
But that's only on the turns where he charges.
Yeah, but still.
I don't know. I personally am a little disappointed with that, but that's okay.
They team it so that you have to charge with him, right? That's where all the bonuses come from.
So let's talk about more bonuses. He may always use his jump pack in both movement and self phase. So
his wings.
That's good. When he resolves hammer wrath attacks, he does his strength 10 AP 2.
Yeah,
that's actually really good. That's an extra strength 10 AP 2 attack.
Now he's 8 attacks on the chart.
Coming in super fast.
Yeah. And when deploying via deep strike, he does not scatter in his units. So that's really good.
That's awesome.
Sky Strike. So at the end of the movement phase, if he moves over when he uses his jump packs, which is all the time, you nominate one unit that you move over that's not in combat. Unit takes 1 hit.
It's just
flyer or swooping monsters creatures D3, and they resolve the strength 6 AP 2. So it looks like it's a vector strike.
It's just a special vector.
Ignores cover.
He doesn't have to be flying to do it. He can just do it by moving over models.
Why didn't they just call it vector strike? Because it's strength 6, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they should have just called
because
it.
vector strike can only be done when you're flying.
Yeah.
When you're, yeah. So
just put that in context. Yeah. Now. So if he's going to charge a unit, he can fly over the corner of them, vector strike them, then charge them. So he's effectively 9 attacks now on a single unit.
And he can shoot. So okay, let's talk about his gun.
His one use.
He's got a 1-use Infernus pistol. That's assault 2, 18-inch range, strength 8 AP1. So this bothers me again because when I compare him to somebody like Magnus, who has a D3 shot weapon that he uses every single turn, the best part about this Infernus pistol or Infernus weapon, sorry, it's just called Infernus. It's not a pistol. It does not have the Malta special rule.
Yeah, that's weird.
Right.
That's right. I didn't even catch that. Yeah.
I guess it doesn't have Melta.
It's still strength 8 AP1.
Strength 8 AP1
it's
assault 2.
It's got the Melta profile, it just doesn't have the Melta special
and
rule.
the name says Infernus. But it doesn't have the Melta special rule. Do Infernus pistols, pistols have Melta?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look. Oh, it's one more
page.
They do have the Melta rule. So, I mean, I don't know. Okay, we'll keep going.
Maybe they thought that like an 18-inch Melta gun was a little bit too much. Maybe.
But it's 1 use
only. Or maybe it's...
If you're making it 1 use, like... I don't know. Anyways. That's a little weird.
It should be master
it's like,
crafted.
bang.
It should be,
yeah.
It's pretty much just it's a cut-off shotgun, I think.
AP1. Boom!
The Hillbilly Primarch.
Yeah.
Blade and Carmine. So, how does this work? So he's equipped with either the Blade and Carmine or the Spear of Telesto.
Yeah, one or the other.
And Moonsilver Blade. So you must choose before the game Okay, so that's a big deal. You choose before the game, not when building an army.
So yeah, I'm curious about that. So if you're playing in a tournament and you're like, see the next guy, are you going to be like,
Yes.
you have tanks, I'm just going to take the spear.
Yes.
And then
yes, that's exactly what you're going to do.
Okay.
Right? Like it says before the game, you choose, so you don't have to pick ahead of time. Unlike Fulgrim, which specifically like
you
makes
have
you choose,
to
right?
buy it in profile. Yeah.
So Blade and Carbine is +1 strength, AP2, melee, rampage, shred. That simple. The Paragon Blade, well, it's not. Let's not compare it to the Paragon Blade at all because it's nothing like it. Rampage, shred. So you reroll to wound, +1 strength, rampage. And rampage is if you get outnumbered,
D3 more attacks.
D3 more attacks. So I mean,
now he's
This is also a big argument in the Blood Angel page. Which weapon's better?
So right now, if you run him by himself, if he's outnumbered, he's going to be hitting with like, if he charges like
on average 9.5 attacks.
Plus his
not
hammer
including
wrath.
the vector strike, not including the hammer of wrath. Yeah. So he's like,
it's not a specialist weapon, and it's not a two-handed weapon, but he doesn't have a pistol. So
if you charge, you get, and let's say you just good dice. D3 is 3 hammer of wrath attacks, right? Plus
no,
his
it's
vector
just one
strike.
hammer wrath.
Doesn't he get D3?
No,
Oh,
his hammer wrath is at strength and AP2.
That's his
Just
vector
one.
strike against flyers.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's say he vector
Anyways,
strikes is
6
one hit.
base, right?
Yeah.
6 attacks base, 7 for the vector strike that you're gonna do before you charge someone.
Yeah.
8 for one on the charge, 9 for a hammer of wrath,
And then D3 for
rampage.
rampage. So 12 possible?
12 attacks on the charge.
The question is, does he need that many? Because if you're charging something that you're gonna really massacre that easily, you're probably gonna break them
Yeah, but that's more attacks.
and run them down
Run
anyways,
them down anyways, yeah.
right? Like if you're fighting tactical marines, they die no matter what.
None of the other Primarchs are even in like that hemisphere of that many attacks.
One-on-one against Primarchs, if he's charging.
Agron if he gets all his character bonuses, but
Well, if he gets juiced up.
juiced up.
but
But
That's
Okay,
completely-
so let's look at the
situational.
spear.
There's also other factors in this fight.
So let's look at the spear. Melee, two-handed, instant death. So it causes instant death. Mastercrafted, Wrath of Angels. What does Wrath of Angels do? For every successful wound roll of 6, the unit suffers an additional wound using the same weapon profile. So he just does an extra wound.
So it's basically like the normal special blood angel weapons.
No.
Except he has to roll for it.
No, if he rolls a 6, he just gets an extra.
Okay.
Okay.
on the unit.
It's not in the same model, it's just on the unit.
Yeah, I got you.
So he's got 2 profiles.
Yeah.
The first one is, I'm assuming if he charges.
Yeah, if he charges, yeah.
Does it actually say that anywhere?
No,
It
but
doesn't
that's
actually
kind of
say
how
that
the
anywhere.
double profile works.
It actually doesn't say that anywhere.
Gets to pick.
So you just get to choose. So the first one is +3 strength AP1. The next one is strength as user AP2.
Strength 9 AP1.
That's what I
On
was
the
saying.
charge.
They focus on him doing all the damage in the first round with the spear, and I mean that's why he gets the rerolls.
It's a little like that doesn't even say that. Okay, but yeah, let's assume we're gonna assume that's exactly what they meant. So on the charge, he's strength 9, AP1, instant death. That's really good.
Yeah.
With 7 attacks on the charge.
What's funny about it's two-handed, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't get a bonus attack anyways for having 2 weapons.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, because the sword. You haven't gotten to that.
Oh, because he does get the moon silver
Yeah.
blade. You're right. So, yeah, I mean, Mastercraft is really nice even with 9 weapon skill. Like he's hitting most Primarchs on 3s, some on 4s,
Reroll one.
and then he's re-rolling Mastercrafted, so one of the attacks.
Yeah.
But the question is, what's going to happen after the second turn?
So then he's strength his user, so strength 6.
Strength 6.
Right.
So now he's wounding potentially on 4s.
Yep.
And 5s, depending on some Primarchs.
What does Moonsilver do?
So if he throws, so he can once per game in a shooting
the
attack,
dumbest thing in the
he can
world.
throw his spear and then he doesn't get it back.
It's not an Eldar spear.
Take the trident for the.
Yeah.
I remember reading the book. Doesn't the spear come back to him?
Spear comes back to him. In the book,
Okay. Okay. So, strength 7, AP1, assault 1, instant death, armor bane, wrath of angels. So again, on a 6, he gets to roll again if he's wounding, but with Armor Bane, like maybe you're throwing it at a Land Raider, like a Spartan. You're just like,
oh, that's where they shove
just
the
tearing it in two. Okay.
It's weird because
12-inch range though is really close. Okay, so let's look at the Moonsilver Blade. So if you do decide to do this, or you get to choose the Moonsilver Blade, strength is user AP 3.
it's just a power sword, but it's its ability. Right?
So melee, master crafted, blind, duelist edge. So duelist edge, if in combat, in challenge,
he gets
he gets +1 initiative. So that would be 8 then.
So
if he charges 9.
He'd be 9, yeah.
Okay, that's really good. Moonsilver. So any wound caused against a model with a demon of the Ruin Storm, or Psychic Special Rule counts as 2. Wounds do not spill over. So I guess maybe against demons you don't use the spear. You use the Moonsilver Blade.
We'll get to it, but demons mostly are 4+.
Yeah, they're
so then maybe you're doing 2 wounds each.
But they still get an involved.
It's like a 5-up involved.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, but it doesn't say like that you roll.
The ability to make that.
It doesn't say that you roll twice on them.
Mm-hmm.
It says it's counted as 2 wounds.
Counts as 2 wounds.
Yeah. So then you would roll your save, and then if you fail.
I don't know. The instant death spear is probably what I would use on demons.
But you're right. Wait, the instant death again. It's instant death. So it doesn't matter how many wounds you got. Yeah. So if you're dumb enough to throw your spear, you have to use the shitty blade.
That's like your punishment sword.
Yeah. It's
Turn
like,
1, use it to blow up a rhino and then charge with your sword.
So he's really good.
He's very good.
He's really, really good. He's a little pricey. He's really good in the first turn when he charges. So, yeah, because he gets a bunch of bonuses when he charges. Does he get the initiative bonus?
Yes. Yeah, it's the initiative.
Is it just when he charges?
Yeah, and the attack. Oh.
No, because the initiative and the attack are in the first turn of any combat. So he doesn't have to charge to get the initiative and the attack. He only gets to reroll his invulnerable save on the turn that he charges.
Double then? So would he get the bonus attack and then the attack for charging?
Yeah, of course.
So he'd get 2 attacks on the charge.
On the charge, he gets 2 attacks.
Oh, okay.
And if he gets charged, he gets 7 on the first.
So
yeah, so I mean,
Lord,
I think it all depends.
It's like a truck.
So
with Master Crafted,
the spear and the sword,
very high attacks.
So the one thing we have to remember: 9 weapon skill. Most Terminator squads that are 4 are hitting you on 5.
Yeah, and potentially you have fear, but yeah, for the leadership test at the beginning,
it's pretty good.
No, it's very good. It's not pretty. It's really
9 weapon
really
skill
good.
is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
He has high attacks, a lot of different abilities, right, with different weapon options.
Yeah.
And that first charge is probably gonna be pretty devastating.
So
honestly, I would run the spear. Why would you run the blade in Carmine? To be honest,
I think it all depends on who you're facing, right? So if you're facing other Primarchs and tank heavies or knights, spear 100%. If you're fighting militia, 100% power sword or the blade in Carmine.
What?
But a lot of militia have tanks.
They're all, but none of them
get that juicy meat out of it.
They're not high armor.
Yeah, but if the army has some tanks
or demons, I would take the blade. I think
rampage, shred, or instant death. I would take the instant death.
I guess the instant death. So it's a toss up to me, to be honest.
The sword seems like it's cool. Not to me. I feel like the spear is the right way to go.
The sword looks cool.
Just don't.
I'm with you, man.
I mean, I might be tempted to throw the spear just for last turn. You're going second.
I'm not taking the spear.
You're going second. I'm not charging you. But you're 12 inches. Like
the range of the spear, 12 inches.
12.
That's
wow. So
I
guess
what the problem is.
If you just get in within 12, you're like, oh, maybe I can't make that 12-inch charge. You take the spear and you just like.
But
pretty thematically.
But he can re-roll his charge too. But yeah,
that's 12-inch charge.
That's the only time is if you say he's 11 and a half inches away.
Honestly, I personally think the spear is the way to go all the time.
You never know. Maybe it's that one demon or something that has 1 wound left, and you don't think you can make your charge, right?
Is there instant death on the spear when you throw it?
No. Yeah, there is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
chuck that
spear thematically. You dive into combat with a bunch of Terminators or Marines. Odds are you kill them all in the first turn of combat. They can't. They basically can't. They can't hit you back.
If you're talking about Terminators, 4+ invulnerable. They're going to survive. 5-man squad. No, you're right. You're wiping them.
He also.
But even with 2 wounds, it's strength 9. You're insta killing 2 wound models.
That's true.
So your odds are you're gonna do some serious work to the squad.
It's true.
That's if you don't get your other 10 homies in gold to come down with you and they charge, right?
But remember, they don't have AP2 weapons.
No, but they're just
rending
volume,
weapon, right?
Volume of war.
It's true.
Then, if you don't, you're probably gonna run them down.
I'd love to do some math with like a couple of Primarch Death Stars and his Primarch Death Star, assuming that Sanguinus charges with the Dawnbreakers.
Or no, Dawnbreakers.
Yeah, I'd love to see some like numbers and actually play it out a couple of times and
So
see.
we gotta figure out
Maybe we'll
what
have to do that.
the real question is: can he kill juiced up Magnus?
No. No, Megan still wins.
Yeah.
How about Horus?
I think Horus still beats him.
I think if he does enough damage the first round, I think he would.
The thing with
Horus
Horus is the
Horus
claw.
by the second or third round of combat, Horus is going to beat him up because he's going to be down to -2 strength by then.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be strength 4, hitting Horus on toughness 6.
But his weapon skill is 9, right? What's Horus's? 7?
8, I think.
Either way, like the claw still has to work until he becomes less.
Horus usually will do 1 wound every turn.
Yeah.
And that's what he relies on. That's why he wins most of the fights, is because after turn after turn after turn.
By turn
he
3,
lowers that.
everyone stops
skill
wounding
strength.
relying.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the
except
issue.
against Gulliman, but
Well, Gulliman, it's a +1 weapon skill. So as long as he can keep wounding Gulliman every turn, he'll keep knocking him down. But if he if dice swing up or down, so now we're talking about Horus. But I think overall,
well, we all know
if
who
you
wins that
look at
fight.
him, if he charges Horus,
Just saying.
The fluff already has
his
decided.
8 attacks, he's still hitting him on 3s, right? So you're looking at, he's going to hit 6 times, let's say. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Hit 6 times. He does have 1 strength and AP2 hammer rocket that automatically hits, right? So 6 times at strength 9, he's wounding him on 2s, so 5 wounds. Plus 1 here, 10. So that's 6 wounds. So Horus will take 2 wounds in the first round of combat.
well, I mean, in the end,
Horus can do 1 back. As long as he does that 1 back, Sanguinus is in trouble, because after a couple turns, Horus might take some wounds.
And he's got
rerolls on the
rerolls
first
on
turn,
also.
right?
Yeah.
So
if he can survive the first turn, but Horus has 6 attacks back, right? He'll hit 3 times, wound 3 times. Most likely because his weapon has shred.
That's 2.
His lightning claw has shred,
Strength 10 too.
right?
Toughness 6.
So 3. No. Strength 10 isn't. Strength 10 is the Dawnbreaker. The lightning claw is, I think,
World
+1
Breaker?
strength. Or World Breaker, yeah. The lightning claw is a little bit weaker. I think it's +1 strength.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I think he's winning on
Strength
3s, but 3s with
It's
rerolls.
shred and
Shred. Yeah. So I
Still
think he'll wound 3 times.
odds are,
So you're gonna fail 1.5 with a reroll, so 0.75. So
odds are you don't get a wound then.
well, 0.75 if you round up, that's 1 wound. Right? If you round down, so it depends.
That's really it. That's because once he's down 1 strength, the next turn he loses his plus strength.
Yeah.
Effectively, because we don't know if
and
if
he
the spear is
loses
charged.
rerolls.
There's 2 options. If the spear is 2-handed strength 9, or if it's on the charge strength 9. If it's on the charge strength 9, by the second round of combat, he's down to strength 5.
Yeah.
Third round of combat, he's down to strength 4, and he's wounding. He's wounding on.
And even the second round, he's wounded. He doesn't get his reroll of 4+.
Yeah.
Right. He doesn't get. Now he's wounding Horus on 5s.
And then he's gonna start dying pretty quick.
Yeah.
He's 4 up.
So he's got to do everything in the first round.
Yeah. And he can't lead that combat.
No, that's. I wish he had hit and run,
But he doesn't. So, I think he's still up there with the Primarchs.
top 5.
I think when you combine him with his squad, when you combine with his ability to wipe units, I think with him your first turn when you charge, you don't want to be in combat with Horus, let's say, and Justarin. You want him wiping out the Justarin.
Yeah.
And the Dawnbreakers doing damage. The problem again is the Dawnbreakers will die pretty quickly to the Justarin.
Yeah.
Right? And if you don't wipe those Justarin, and then
and
but point for point though, because Justarin are still pretty expensive. Dawnbreakers are expensive, but I still think they're cheaper. Are they not?
points, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, you could have more point for point. I think they might outweigh.
What did you say? The 250 points for 10,
Something like that. Yeah.
plus plus upgrades and stuff like that. So, but then you've got 400 and how expensive is Sanguinius?
45. Horse is 500, so they're about the same.
Yeah.
Right. So I think you can have 10 Dawnbreakers for the price of what 5 just there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think these guys win.
It would be a pretty good fight.
It would be.
Just
That's
have
like
to
you
see
don't maybe you don't want to be with Horus that first turn.
It also depends if you're charging in the
Maybe
terrain.
you don't challenge with Horus, right? And if he goes smart, he won't accept with Horus. He'll accept with somebody else.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter actually if he accepts with Horus because he'll kill a champion and then
Just roll
through the squad. But you roll through the Justarin. As long as more of your guys survive, yeah. But then you're still
The other thing too is
Horus.
you're hitting on higher niche too.
That's right. So you'll strike before the Justarin.
You're gonna kill probably 3 or 4 Justarin at least with the volume attacks and 40 attacks with rending.
So you could wipe the Justarin completely.
Potentially, you could potentially. If
Before
he
they
hits,
even
if
have
he
a
hits the
chance to
Justarian
strike.
and they hit the Justarian, there's a real good chance you'd probably kill 5 or 6.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.